mixlr.com/wakeupcall.dt. I hope you're having yourselves an awesome morning this morning inside of the Cafe Kubal Studios. Happy holiday week for y'all. I hope you had a good Memorial Day, and I hope you honored those that have given up their lives to better yours. I really hope you've taken the time to honor the people that will never meet you, even, and the ones, you'll never meet them, they'll never meet you, and we owe them so much. So I hope that you say a special prayer for them. And you know what? Let's do that now. So as we get today's show started, I want to send a special prayer out, a special prayer of thanks and just praying for the souls of those that gave their lives for us. In the name of the Father, of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. And once again, I appreciate all religions being here on the show with me, listening, and we can all pray together. God, I pray to you that we stay safe. I pray to you that we stay healthy. I pray to you that we are happy and that we make the most of our lives. The freedoms that we have, that you gave us, God-given freedoms, have been taken away by human beings throughout history. And there are those that fought to restore those freedoms or give those freedoms for the first time. I want to thank you for everybody that has fought for freedom, fought for good, fought for morals and values, and fought to keep people safe, keep people healthy, and to give them the best opportunity for the pursuit of happiness. For those that have passed on in doing so, I pray that their souls are safe and sound in heaven. I pray that their loved ones are safe and sound here on earth, and that they've reunited with their loved ones in heaven that have also passed on. I thank you for their sacrifice. I thank you for your mercy. And I pray and I hope that you will help their loved ones to be well, you will help them to be well, and their spirits will live on no matter what. And that, God willing, from here on out, all of those doing a good thing for the right reasons under you will come home, safe and sound, to those that love them. In Jesus' most precious name, amen. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, amen. So, with that being said, welcome here to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora inside of the Cafe Kubal Studios. Cafe Kubal with locations all throughout Central and Upstate New York. You can find them on 3501 James Street, 324 West Water Street, 208 North Townsend Street, and 401 South Salina Street, all in Syracuse, as well as inside of Golisano's Children's Hospital. And you can find them at 343 Fayette Street in Manlius, at the behemoth of a building, the pinnacle of, really, when you come into Manlius, it's like your Welcome Center building, brown striped building right there for you. They just expanded their parking lot, made it ever so easy. All the roads converge on Cafe Kubal in Manlius at 343 Fayette Street. So go out and check them out there today. And speaking of check, today's show will have Check Down with Prince-Tyson Gulley. Check Down with DT and PTG coming to you every other Wednesday, and the topics are going to go from sports to life because, as you know, Wake Up Call is where sports meets life. So, Prince and I today will be talking about adversity and the spirit of loyalty, just the many layers of loyalty. What is loyalty? We'll be discussing all of that in and out of the sports world today with Prince-Tyson Gulley, Syracuse Orange running back alum. And, of course, that quarterback picture is letting you know that as we did running backs for the last 2 weeks, we will go through all of the quarterback situations of the AFC today in preparation for you getting ready for your upcoming fantasy football draft. Mike Sofka and I spare no expense of time to give you information, valuable information. You may not think you need it, and then you're going to get into the 4th round, the 5th round, the 10th round, the 15th round, and you're going to be going back and watching these videos. Mike and I will be discussing the quarterbacks of the AFC. Every quarterback situation from the AFC North, South, East, and West will be discussed today on the broadcast inside of the Fantasy Football Power Hour, proudly presented by the Wildcat Sports Pub, 3680 Milton Avenue in Camillus, New York. Open for indoor and outdoor dining 7 days a week, and there for you for takeout and delivery by calling 315-487-2222. That's 315-487-2222. All of that inside of MaandPazPopcorn.com is what's poppin'. The perfect thing for you to do in any of the 50 states is to go to MaandPazPopcorn.com and use my promo code. Not only will you get great kettle corn with awesome flavors, and I'm sure flavors you never even thought existed, but you'll also get 20% off if you do it through us. So go there now to MaandPazPopcorn.com and make sure you use our promo code DT20. That's DT20 for 20% off. We'll take a step aside for a fast break. When we come back, Check Down begins with my guy, Prince-Tyson Gulley, right after this.
Carvel DeWitt, it's what happy tastes like. Do you know why? Because we make ice cream. Creamy, rich, flavorful ice cream. Not yogurt or iced milk like some of our competitors. Ice cream. Fresh, by hand, daily. For the calorie conscious, we have something new for you. Our new Carvelite. Same great flavor, creaminess, and texture of our regular ice cream with only 35 calories an ounce. So whether you want an ice cream cake, flying saucer, dasher, carvalanche, hard or soft ice cream, we will satisfy your craving with our fresh, handmade regular or new Carvelite ice cream. Carvel DeWitt. It's what happy tastes like.
Cafe Kubal offers same-day local delivery of our products, offering no delivery charge for Onondaga County. Shop cafekubal.com for fresh roasted coffee beans, cold brew, travel mugs, and all your essential Cafe Kubal needs. Cafe Kubal, coffee for the soul.
The Wildcat Sports Pub in Camillus, New York is located on 3680 Milton Avenue in the Home Depot Plaza. It is your family-friendly sports bar and restaurant. Folks, some sports bars aren't family-friendly. Some family-friendly restaurants are not sports bars. The Wildcat Sports Pub in Camillus, New York is proud to be both. It is that marriage that you've been looking for years. The Wildcat Sports Pub is your home base for your sports bar and restaurant needs, games for the kids, indoor and outdoor activities, and enough things on the menu to come back every single week and get to try something new. They're open Sundays from noon to 8 p.m., Monday through Wednesday, 11 a.m. to 11 p.m., and Thursday through Saturday from 11 a.m. to midnight. For reservations and party information, call 315-487-2222 for the Wildcat family-friendly sports pub and restaurant. Welcome back here to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora on wakeupcalldt.com, your one-stop sports shop, and on mixlr.com/wakeupcalldt, as well as on Facebook Live on facebook.com/livenowdt, youtube.com/wakeupcalldt, and on our Facebook page for the show itself, facebook.com/wakeupcalldt. With all of that being said, the man of the hour is here with us every other week on Wednesdays from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Eastern Time. We have Check Down with Prince-Tyson Gulley with DT and PTG. And so Prince coming to you from the Syracuse Orange running back alum, the backfield alum. The last time the Syracuse backfield had a 1,000-yard rusher, they had two in 2012, 1,000-yard all-purpose backs. So Prince had over 1,000 all-purpose, Jerome Smith with over 1,000 rushing, and of course over 1,000 all-purpose. So the last time we saw a running back gain 1,000 yards from scrimmage all-purpose was 2012 when two of them did it, Jerome and Prince. And Prince is here with us. He made his hay on the check down, which a quarterback surveying the field takes that emergency shot and finds Prince-Tyson Gulley. Well, just like in life, when we have to ad-lib and go through adversity and different things, we have to go for the check down, and we have to check ourselves sometimes. So multiple meanings, multiple things to be had here on the show, and every other Wednesday exclusively on Wake Up Call inside of the beautiful Cafe Kubal studios. We have the opportunity to have a bunch of topics of conversation with a friend of mine who I appreciated from the backfield, and I appreciate even more as somebody that I get to spend time with, good quality time, and we get to share it with you every other week. So, with that being said, Mr. Gulley, how we doing?
We're doing great. Another day, another blessing. Appreciate you for having it on me on your show once again. I love what we're doing here.
Yeah, man, you know, we've been able to have a lot of fun. The Jump Off episode did very, very well in getting out to the community, and now we have the opportunity to talk about some other things. And we are going to get into some stuff today, talk about loyalty in sports But before we go there, I mean, you have gone through adversity today or adversity this week, I should say, as we're here on a Wednesday morning. But, bring me into that, how life throws you curveballs.
Oh man, as we all know, life throws us curveballs. I'm dealing with a lot of different things in my life, but I think I've expressed it on my social media quite often. It's just that adversity is something that's not going to go away. We're going to deal with it daily, day-to-day things, no matter what it is. Today, it just so happened to be my car not working. It's actually blowing some gas fumes in there, so I'm not able to drive it. And I had to restructure my whole day, just to make sure I'm able to do things that I need to do based off of one thing. It was just one of those things, controlling the controllables. This was out of my control. So what I could control was my attitude and my mind, and being able to focus on doing what I needed to do today. And that's exactly what happened. I know we talked earlier about it, but it was just crazy. I didn't expect that to happen for me today. And I just had a lot of other things that I needed to get done, and I was able to get some of them done, but a lot of things, of course, the car stopped me from being able to basically do everything that I needed to do. But you have to be prepared somehow, some way. And however you prepare yourself day to day, you just never know when life is going to hit you in some type of way. It can be anything. So, yeah, crazy.
How do you respond? I mean, going off of this and some other things that have obviously happened in life, how do you feel you've responded to the curveballs of life?
Well, and just like I said, with the controlling the controllables, like I learned that within my Cuse days, and just like it was out of my control. And after that, it was just like, all right, what's the next thing? What's the next play? What do I have to do now? How do I get to where I need to get to? Because if I just sit there and sulk and be mad about it, that's not going to accomplish nothing. So it's really, how you look at it when you get into those situations. So I just look at it like, hey, get what I need done, get this car out of the way, call some people. A lot of people came to help me. So it ended up working out for the best. And I just kept that good spirit with it, and not just like, oh, here we go again, another thing. You just keep going, like I said, adversity, it's always going to be there for you. And then as you grow older and as you get, some wisdom within you, understand that you just have to face it and overcome it.
And that's the thing is, facing adversity, that check down, right? We're in the field and the first look doesn't work, the second look doesn't work, the third look doesn't work, right? You try to get, the car's not working and your buddy can't drive you and your mom can't drive you. So what do? Do you take the bus? Do you walk? Speak on that, on the check downs of life. When the first read, the second read, the third read doesn't work, you have to ad lib. Does anything good come out of life without having to ad lib? I mean, it seems like we always have to kind of, adjust. At some point in our lives, we have to be able to bounce around a little bit and figure it out.
Right. And just like as you were saying, it's just, if the first read doesn't work, the second read, you go to the second read and that's not there, you have to continue to move on to the next read. And honestly, that's what it comes down to when you're going through your life. All the things that you've been through your life, even in the past, you understand that there's certain things that you had to do to get through certain situations. So just remembering those things allows you to be able to attack situations in different levels. So like I said, I didn't trip. I didn't like crumble when it happened. I knew exactly what the next thing to do was the next thing to make a call, to my buddy. He come to help me get a tow truck, get it back to my home, and just go from there and continue what I had to do for the day. It didn't stop anything. You know what I mean? And that's just like how the check downs work. That's what the check down is for. It doesn't initially stop the play. We have different reads. The next read is basically the read because the first read didn't work. So, that's just how you gotta look at it. And you gotta just gotta be prepared for it. That slant might not hit that first one. So who are we going to next? We're gonna hit the curl or we're gonna hit the flare. You just gotta be ready and you gotta be on time with it and ready to go. And that's what I was. Like I said, I didn't stop. I didn't think. I didn't sit there and sulk about it or anything. It's just next read, next play. What do we got to do? What do I got to do to get me out of this? So yeah, it all works. It comes full circle.
Why are you so positive?
Honestly, I haven't always been. I was watching the other show the other day, and it was just this guy. He was actually just Ragnarok season 2. If I don't know if you guys are into it, Ragnarok season 2 is a great show. It's like the story of Thor in Loki, but Loki is the negative character. He just continues to be negative, and I thought about that. But me personally, I continue to be positive because I don't see anything good out of just being negative about it. It's only going to lead you down. If you keep trying to be negative, it's exactly what you're going to get. And I feel like if you continue to be positive, it's going to reciprocate. And that's what I truly believe, because I mean, who just wants to be that negative Nancy all day? Nothing good going to come out of it. Me, positivity is what's continued to help me grow throughout my life. Because if I didn't see the things in a positive light, who knows where I would be? Who knows what I would be doing? So I have to make something positive. And the good thing about it is it comes from the mind, but it's more about you can see the good things in everything, which is a very hard thing to do. But if you work on it, try to find the good even within the bad. You know it's bad, but what did we learn? A lesson, something, somehow. And that's what really keeps you going and keeps you out of like negative mindset. And that's what I've always been taught, and that's always what I'm trying to do. So that's exactly why I'm positive.
Well, and that's the thing. I mean, you look at it, the fact it's an opportunity. You know, you go through something hard, it's an opportunity to learn. It's an opportunity to grow. It's an opportunity to get better. It's an opportunity to test yourself, to test your mettle and who you are. I mean, and I think, I've discussed this on the show. How do we grow without adversity? How do we really, truly grow in life without being pushed a little bit? Like you have to go through. I mean, I was talking about this today, and going through certain things in my life, when I look back on it, I can't say I regret this and I regret that, because I needed it. Like, I needed to be pushed. I needed to grow. I wouldn't be where I am today if not for the relationships that I didn't enjoy. I wouldn't be where I am today if not for, the quote unquote best friends that didn't show up. I wouldn't be where I am today if not for the family members that didn't give me that love when I needed it, or they gave me that tough love, or they weren't around. I wouldn't be where I am today without my dog Lily. I wouldn't be where I am today without my drive and my determination. The hate and the negativity has bred a person who enjoys going out there and going the extra mile and doing a positive. Like, when you threw me in the fire in the past, I used to cry about it, scream about it, yell about it. Now when you throw me in the fire, I laugh at you. Because if you put me in the fire, I'm like the Red Hulk. You put me in the fire, I get bigger, I get smarter, I get faster.
You become the fire.
Right. You become the fire. What burns you in that initial minute, and you feel that, and you're like, oh man, it's like jumping into a hot tub, and your body initially repels it. It hurts. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden, it's calm. It feels good. It feels nice. It feels refreshing. Your body adjusts to it. Life is kind of like the hot tub. It hurts at first. It burns at first. It feels uncomfortable at first. It doesn't make sense, and we don't like it. And then all of a sudden, we're laying in it for an hour, and we forgot what it felt like to be hot, what it felt like to feel that burn, because our body adjusted to it. We adjusted to it. We became, like you said, we became the fire. You put me in the fire, I'm coming out better.
Exactly. Become the fire, become the flame. Absolutely. And it's so crazy because just like how your show, what your show should, everyone needs that wake-up call. So that's a whole nother meaning too. DT, wake-up call. Everyone needs that one wake-up call. And not necessarily one. Adversity is a consistent wake-up call. Somewhere down in your life, something is going to wake you up some way, somehow. Whatever it is, in any different light. So I was just thinking about that because I could see it right behind you. And when you said it was like you needed that wake-up call, I was just like, yeah, everyone needs that wake-up call.
And I appreciate that. And that's the thing, I got asked, why did I name the show what I named it? And I was like, well, yeah, it's a morning show. But the meaning of wake-up call is to be that. Is to, is for me to get on the show and learn from other people, learn from you, learn from God, get inspired, and have a wake-up call. There's so many times I got on the air and I said something to somebody and I went, oh my God, I should have said it to myself weeks ago. Or you say something to me and it hits me a certain way. Like, I can't tell you how many times, weekly, daily at times, this show has called out, like God has called out to me through my listeners, called out to me through my guests, called out to me, through my segments. God is constantly asking me to take the information that he's giving. And so for me, I mean, wake up call is literally, it's everything to me, because it's meant to teach you how to live life and be better. It's meant to teach you how to adjust. This show has seen me transition. This is, it was called the Dan Tortora show before, but in MU Courtside, the first show I worked on at Marywood, my alma mater, but 17 plus years, almost 18 years this November, be 18, 17 plus years of going back and watching myself going, oh yeah, that show helped me through a breakup. That show helped me through my friend passing away. That show helped me deal with loss. That show helped me deal with adversity. That show helped me deal with faith. That show helped me deal with questions that I had about family, with questions that I had about whatever. I mean, I can go back and say, like, so many times on this show, because I wear who I am. Like, I don't take on a persona. I don't pretend to be something I'm not. I don't come on this show and change my voice and change what I believe in and change what I care about just to get ratings and just to get people to listen to me. I am Dan Tortora here today and every day, on and off the air. And so when you go back and you watch these shows, like, I could probably see the evolution of myself, to see the days where I knew something was really hurting me and really bothering me, and then see the day where I watched the show and it wasn't anymore. This show is meant to be a wake-up call. It is meant to bring you positivity, love, community, honesty, and an end to racism, an end to prejudice, an end to sexism. This show is supposed to be the place where you really honestly think and laugh and cry, hopefully happy tears, all things that Jim Valvano talked about. Wake Up Call is meant to be the show that helps you become the best version of yourself, because I'm doing what I can to take a message from God, send it out to people, and hope that it works. And sometimes it's for me, and sometimes it's for you, Prince, and sometimes it's for somebody listening or watching, and sometimes it's for all of us. Sometimes it's directed very specifically, and sometimes it's to everybody. But those 3 words, I take them to heart, because being a wake-up call means being that eureka, that moment, that hit where somebody goes, oh my gosh, I learned something. I got to change something. I got to let go of this. I got to hold on to this. This show, everything it embodies is an appreciation of the life and the blessings and the love that you have. That's what this show is all about.
Absolutely. Great to be a part of it, honestly. And I believe in it as well. I definitely had to make that comment, though, because it kind of sparked me, but wake up call.
And we're here with Prince-Tyson Gulley, DT and PTG. It's called Check Down. It's with you every other Wednesday. So when you hear it this week and see it this week, then we skip that week and go to the next. Obviously, Wake Up Calls with you every Wednesday, but every other week, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Eastern Time on YouTube, Facebook Live, MixLR, as well as on wakeupcalldt.com. You can catch Prince and I inside of the Cafe Cabal studios. Prince, today, we've spoken on a lot of things about adversity. The topic that I really wanted to get in here in episode 2 is loyalty. And loyalty in sports is fleeting, and loyalty in life with looking for the right person to spend the rest of your life with. I've felt that, you've felt that. Friendships, family, loyalty is supposed to mean something. Yeah. What can you say about loyalty and what you've learned about loyalty?
Loyalty can be tricky. But as far as what I've learned from it in my life, I guess you kind of can see that, people have a different definition of loyalty. Loyalty can be situational to some people. And at least in how I look at it, I do consider myself a loyal person because one thing I know from even the high school that I chose, I know that I was the only high school that I was going to for 4 years. The college that I chose, there was never a thought of me ever transferring, ever. It was just being loyal to the cause and loyal to whatever the program was or what I believed in. And loyalty has always been a thing for me because I feel like once you get involved into something and your love is there for it.
Yeah.
Because that's when there's the next step is loyalty. So I watch memes, I watch a lot of people talk about it. They want loyalty. It's like loyalty before love. And I really could never grasp it because it's just like I feel like they're one and the same. Because if you don't love something, how are you truly loyal to it? And I don't know. It's a word thing, but I haven't really been able to grasp what people truly mean in that because everything that I've loved, truly loved, I was loyal to it, and that's how I feel about that. And as you said, loyalty is fleeting in sports, in love life. I don't think that it's talked about too much because, like I said, everyone has their own definition of it. And I think that within any relationship or with anything that you try anything that you love, those topics should be talked about because really and truly, are you loyal to a front or you're loyal to a certain extent? Then I don't know if that's loyalty because loyalty is more like it's universal, if that's the word. It's something that just can't be bent. Like if you're loyal, you're loyal. Nothing should be able to change that. No one should be able to compromise that from you because even if they're unloyal, it should never change your loyalty. So that's my whole deal with loyalty. It's always been a crazy word to define, but I honestly feel that it's more inside of you and it's more of an action to prove that loyalty every day. So yeah.
Speaking here of Prince-Tyson Gulley, Syracuse Orange running back alum, and somebody that I appreciate in my corner as a good friend of mine inside a check down. When we look at this and, we really break down, you talk about loyalty. Can you have loyalty without love? I don't think you can. I agree with you. I don't think you can have loyalty without love. And can you have love without loyalty? Can you have loyalty without love? I don't think you can love something that I think about the things I love. I love my parents. I'm loyal to them. I love Lily, my dog. I'm loyal to her. I have people in my inner circle I love, and I've always been loyal to them. And whether they're there for a couple months or 12 years. So, I would say that I'm loyal to the things I love. And do I love the things I'm loyal? Yeah. So you're loyal to the things you love and you love the things you're so yeah, I don't think you can have loyalty without love or love without loyalty because I'm loyal to the things that I love and I love the things that I'm loyal to. So, it makes sense. Like, why would I not be loyal to that? You know what I mean? Like, I think love is loyalty. I think
that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
I think it is. I think love is loyalty because what is love? Love is patient. Love is kind. Love is not boastful. Love does not delight in evil. Love does not keep a record of wrongs. It always hopes. It always perseveres. It always, it always endures. Love never fails.
Right.
So, loyalty to me is imperative. I want my lady to be loyal. I want my best friend to be loyal. I want my close friends to be loyal. I want my parents to be loyal, my dog to be loyal, the people that I work with in business to be loyal. I care. I just had a conversation this week about loyalty with somebody that I partner with in business. I said, I'm loyal to my people. And he said, I am too. I try to be. So I think, loyalty is a big thing. and it's a big thing with me. And if I have to talk to you about loyalty, then it's an answer. You're not loyal. So you should never have to talk to a loyal person about loyalty. You should never have to talk to an honest person about lying. You should never have to talk to a trustworthy person about not being able to trust them. I think to me, you can't question the love that you have, because the love that you have is the love that you have. I think questioning my friendships didn't make them better. Trusting in them makes them better. I don't, if I thought every week, is Prince going to be here, or every other week, is Prince going to be here? Can I trust him? Can he be? You know what I mean? It's like, I have to give you that trust. I have to give you that belief. When I call my friends, I got to believe that they care and that they're not going to, imagine what life would be like if you literally woke up every day paranoid that your friends are going to leave and your girl was going to leave and your mom was going to leave and your dad was going to leave, and, you wouldn't get out of bed. You'd have a heart attack immediately, Loyalty is earned, and once it's there, you can't. I think that's the thing too, is you can't question. And I think what happens is, in sports and in life, and obviously Wake Up Call is where sports meets life. Once you go through a disloyal situation, your mind, the world, wants you to believe that nobody will be loyal. Right? A coach says, Prince, I ain't going nowhere. And then they leave the next day. Well, what do you think about the next coach? You got to think the next coach, nothing. You got to learn from what happened, see the signs, understand, but you can't be walking into this new coach thinking about the old coach. You can't walk into Shafe thinking about Marone, because think about that. When we do that in relationships, when we treat the new girl, if we punish her from the old girls, then eventually she's not going to want to be around. Same thing with, you're dating a guy. Same thing with a friend. Friends don't want to hear about the friends that did you wrong. They might want to hear it once. They might want to support you, talk about it, but they don't want you to ask them every day, do you love me? Are you there? You could be my best friend. You're my best friend. You're my best friend. So I think the thing with loyalty is, when someone is disloyal, they don't have true love for you. 1, 2, you have to let them go, and you have to let that relationship die, because resurrecting that relationship in another relationship means that you're always going to be chased by ghosts.
I agree. I definitely agree about that. I agree.
And that's the thing about life is, we deal with players and coaches nowadays, and there is no loyalty. And it's so sad, and it's sick. I remember being in a room with 3 coaches from one conference of college football that had all signed extensions in December of the same year. Not a single one of those coaches was there that following December. I think they were all gone within like 3 to 4 months or something like that. All 3 coaches that signed extensions were at a different school. So literally, this school's got you under contract. They sign you for another 1 year, 2 years, 10 years, whatever it may be. These guys were like probably signed for 2, 3, 4 years. They were gone. Gone. All signed in December, gone in the new year. Think about if that's how life was. Think about that. If that's how marriage was. You get married in December, divorced in January. Your parents have you in December, and then they decide, I don't want a baby, and they throw you out in the street in January. You think about life and loyalty and just what it means to, and I understand things come up and things change and dream jobs and yada yada, but the loyalty that doesn't exist. Prince, seriously, when I look at my life, right, when someone signs a contract with me, that's their bond. When they say, Dan, I'm going to do it, I say, okay, put it on paper. Because I know my word, and I'm not perfect, but I know my word. I don't know your word. Well, Dan, you can't. No. On paper, I could fight it. If you tell me, it's your word against mine. So I tell people all the time, listen, it's not about trusting you, not trusting you. Sign this sheet of paper, and let's call it a day. But, Prince, please understand something. I've had people sign a sheet of paper before. and they owe me $6,000, not $60, not $600, $6,000. You know what they said to me? I'm not paying you. I signed a contract, but I don't care. Do you know the stack? And thank God. I mean, and listen, God will always keep that stack far tinier than the stack of good. My stack of good is up here. My stack of nasty, my stack of people that I can't trust, is down here somewhere. And of those few sheets that are on that, by the grace of God, it's only a few. That small percentage, those people signed contracts and said to me, "What are you going to do about it? I'm not paying you. I'm changing the term. And what are you going to do about it?" And I see that in my life, and I see that in sports. If somebody could sign a sheet of paper and tell you to have a nice day. And if our word means nothing and our signature means nothing, then what means anything, Prince?
Honestly, to be honest with you, that is crazy to me. And you're right. It has got to a point where it is getting out of hand. You know, people are not being about what they're talking about. And then there is a lot of things that need to change on that level. Maybe it's more something up front. It's multiple things that could be done. But just like how we were talking about when we were saying about loyalty within the football world and the contracts and everything, I had to step out of it and think about, you know, this word called business, you know. And I feel like the word can be thrown around so much in a great light and within some darkness too. But hey, it's just business, you know, it's just business. So I look at a lot of situations when it comes to loyalty with, you know, coaches being able to leave and not stay within their contracts. I'm thinking about things that are going on with them internally. You know, people have different aspirations within their life that they want to do. And sometimes it kind of it supersedes whatever they're looking at the moment. Because if we go back to a specific situation, as we talked about earlier, about, you know, with Coach Marone leaving earlier, I was one of those guys who said that, oh, he's not going to go anywhere. I'm not worried about it, because he even said that this was his dream job. But we have to remember, you know, how stuff is portrayed in media, and then the actual person. I honestly understood that he had more goals, and Syracuse was his dream job, but he also had more goals in his life. He came from the NFL to come back to college, and like I said, it might have been his dream job, which I do believe. But he also had multiple dreams. Everyone has multiple dreams, you know. So I had to really step back and look at a lot of things, because honestly, I was hurt. Because he sat on my couch, and this is the guy who I'm going to war with for. And he left at a time where everyone on the team had just bought in. So now we're looking at loyalty in a different light. Is he loyal to us? Or is he loyal to his family? Or loyal to the dreams that he has? He's loyal to him. So, and this is where we get it. This is where it get a little crazy, because it's like, you know, loyalty kind of does look situational in this aspect. You know, am I loyal to myself? Because don't get me wrong, yes, this is my dream job and I want to be here. But I also always wanted to be a head coach in the NFL. Why turn this down? So, in a sense, I could say that he was loyal to himself, you know, and it kind of made us feel a little crazy about the situation. But as I grow older, I kind of start to understand it. And now we get back to, you know, business. You know, it's gotten to a point where people really want what they want out of a situation. And if they're not getting that, then they don't feel a reason to be loyal to anyone. Because in a business atmosphere, you're only as loyal, you're kind of deemed by how good you are for that franchise or for that particular situation that you're in. So they're only loyal to you to a front. So it gets a little weird when we're speaking in terms of business, football business. Now we can't. Now when we transfer that to life, it's a totally different thing. Now, there's a way that you can still be a loyalty person within life, but I do think business is a little separate. And the whole time we were talking and you were telling me about what we were going to speak about, I had to really think about everything that I wanted to say on this. Is just because you really do look at certain things differently when it's in a business atmosphere. Because after those 3 years, what I learned in there, it was all just a business. You're only good as you were yesterday. Today is a new day, and they actually don't owe you any loyalty, even if you are loyal to them. That's just what it is. And that's just the truth of it. And as crazy as it sounds, it is the sad truth. So I really had to think long and hard because I stayed 5 years and never thought about going anywhere. When Coach Marone went, I never thought about, I should just get out of here, or this is my time to go, or this and that. I love the program. I love what we stood for. We were bringing in another coach who was a part of the coaching staff that we were already in. So I was loyal to the program for my own reasons because of what they put in me and what they allowed me to accomplish. Because there were years in there that I probably should have been kicked off the team. I got suspended. And they held on to me. So once I seen that they were loyal to me, I began to really start to buy in, and I began to be loyal to them as well. But all what I'm saying is that they actually don't owe you that loyalty. That's the sad truth, and that's just as real as it gets, honestly, because they don't. I watch people go in and out of there. They weren't loyal to the program, so the program didn't feel they needed to be loyal to them, and they were gone.
Yeah.
So it's a very sticky situation, and like I said, I feel like loyalty is finite, but it actually can be situational if you look at it in the terms of business. Now in life, it's finite. There's no way around it. You're either loyal or you're not. But within business, you're only as good as what you're producing for me. So and then we play a number of games as we get to NFL. It's a number game thing with salary caps, and it's so much more. So it's hard to be loyal. I read something about the year that they didn't bring Brian Urlacher back for his 14 years. He thought that it would have been better if they really would have re-signed him and built his contract based off of him just being a loyal Bear. But it didn't make sense to them. So they let him go. And I was thinking that was the time that he just retired. He said, I don't want to play for anyone else. That's it. 13 years, 14 years. So this is where we're taking loyalty in business and loyalty in life. They're two separate things, honestly. At least from what I've read and what I've researched and what I've studied, they're two different things. And what I've been through, they're just two different things. I feel like I can still call Marone and Dan. Will be great. Maybe and maybe that's not a loyal thing. Maybe it's just like me and him we had a good relationship with each other. Yeah. But being loyal to me, him having to find me a job, maybe, but he doesn't owe me that. Maybe a conversation. I don't know. But that's how I kind of see it. And like I said, it made me open up. I really had to think long and hard about what we discussed earlier. And just like they are completely two different things. Loyalty is one word, but how they're used, and whether it's in business or in life, can be deemed a little different from each other.
Check down here with DT and PTG. Prince-Tyson Gulley joining me every other Wednesday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Eastern Time here inside of the Cafe Kubal studios. You're watching on Facebook.com/WakeUpCallDT, Facebook.com/Live Now DT, YouTube.com/WakeUpCallDT, and you're listening on MixLR. wakeupcalldt to streaming radio throughout the world. And, of course, on the homepage of wakeupcalldt.com where the MixLR feed is embedded. You said a lot, Prince, and you talked about loyalty personally and loyalty in business. And I can tell you as a business person that loyalty, from my perspective, different from coaching and playing. When I talk about the money, over $10,000 of unpaid money from people that breach their own contracts, I can tell you that loyalty to me, if everybody was disloyal, then I'd make $0. If everybody decided, hey, screw you, you know what I mean? It's like, then we would have no buildings built because the contractors wouldn't have loyalty or the people paying them wouldn't have loyalty. So in business, you have to, when you're an architect, and yeah, we chase money down. And yeah, we go through that. But if you're an architect and you were promised a job, and I'm a broadcaster and I was promised money for something that I did. I said this before and I'll say it again. As somebody who goes on stage and only looks to go on stage more and more for a living in a unique way, I'm not going out there if I don't have my check. You know what I mean? Like, I would never go to Dan, you're at, the Eagles Stadium. There's 70,000 people to hear you do your stand-up comedy. We'll pay you, 3 days after the show because we got to wait for it to clear. I'm not going on stage. And that's not to those people because I'll come out on stage or I'll at least turn my mic on and say, ladies and gentlemen, I would love to come out there. I am right here. Don't let the media tell you what's going on. I'm standing right here off stage. But until these people pay me, I'm not coming out. Because I appreciate y'all, but I appreciate my family more. And so I'm not coming out and doing this. And then they'll probably start chanting, pay him. And then, all of a sudden the check will clear. But I'm not going on stage without the money. Because what do they say after I do the set, Prince? Now they got me, right? They filled their stadium. Well, I filled their stadium, right? So I got their stadium filled with what I did. I put on a show. They didn't pay me. Where's my leverage? Show's over. Right? So I bring them to court, right? But the show's done. They got everything. They were supposed to pay me, $20,000. And now the show's over and I didn't make any money. And I got nothing there to hold over it. Would a team play a game when they haven't been paid? They shouldn't. Would you be in the NFL playing in week 15, putting your body on the line, if the Buffalo Bills said, Prince, we owe you, $30,000 for this game, but we're not going to pay. We'll pay you on Thursday. But the game's on the previous Sunday. But after that game's over, Prince, guess what? The game's over. You ran for 2 touchdowns, had 200 yards. Guess what? Good for them. Not for you. So in business, loyalty is imperative. And I understand what you're saying. I get what you're saying. But I think loyalty is universal. I think love is universal. I think friendship is universal. I think partnership is universal. I don't call any business that works with me a sponsor because a sponsor hands you money and then they go and then they walk away and they don't pay any attention. They don't pay no mind. A partner works with you. A partner gives and takes with you. A partner is involved. A partner is invested. I want people who invest in me because investments grow. Investments have ebb and flow. Investment is not going to give you 100 people today. And then maybe it's 100, maybe it's 10, maybe it's 30, maybe it's 0, maybe it's 40, who knows. But you buy into the people. When somebody hires Prince-Tyson Gulley, they're hiring what you're capable of doing. You may not be perfect. You're not going to be. You're not going to do everything right the first time. You might coach a team, and the team might be 4-7. So do they fire you, or do they watch you grow? Sports is a results business. A lot of stuff in the media is about being a results business. But think about the reality of it. When you put money in a stock market, and you watch it go down 10 cents, do you jump out? When you watch it go up 10 cents, do you jump out? Because it's going to do that, right? You don't put money in the stock market, take it out 8 days later. You don't put money in the stock market, take it out 3 months later. You put the money in the stock market and you see where it levels off from the ebb and flow. I cannot promise people that I'm going to, have people buy their widgets, buy their food. I can't promise anything. I can promise my effort, my enthusiasm, my hard work, my dedication, my determination, and my ability. I can promise who I am as a human being is going to be productive. But you can do everything you possibly can in practice. You could bust your butt in a game, and you may not run that hard, right? On paper, but you ran hard because you know what you did. You're never trying to get -2 yards. Prince-Tyson Gulley never went out in a game to get 30 yards on 10 carries. You never went out to get -2 yards on a run where it's 3rd and 5 and you need the first down. I'm not going out there trying to talk to an empty restaurant. I'm not going out there trying to talk to, nobody on the internet. I'm trying to make a difference. But there's things that are out of your control. What is in your control is your effort, your enthusiasm, your hard work, your dedication, determination, your faith, your hope, your love, your community, your teamwork, your film watching, your perseverance, your response to adversity. All of these things are within your control. What is not within your control is if you're a really good running back, but people don't want to come to the stadium, right? You might, when a new owner takes over, they might get rid of everybody on the team. Why? Because you're not selling tickets. They don't care that they have a running back that's rushing for 200 yards a game. Because you know what? Maybe they don't like your personality. Or maybe they're coming from Oregon, and there's a running back coming out of Oregon this year, and that GM saying, you know what? I just came from that school, and I love this guy, and I've known him for 4 years, so I can't have Prince because I want this guy. What is that? That's loyalty. That's their loyalty.
Right.
Loyalty within the eyes of the beholder. That coach that comes to the Buffalo Bills from the University of Oregon that gets rid of you and drafts that guy from Oregon is not thinking about their loyalty to you because they don't know you. They don't know that the Bills have been loyal to you. They don't care. But they're going to be loyal to their guy.
Loyal to a front, then. That's what that is.
Yeah.
We're loyal to who we're loyal to. Yeah.
That's the thing is you think about that. Loyalty is so multi-layered, right? Because I might be loyal to a team and they sign me for 6 years and I'm their quarterback. And I'm loyal because I signed that contract. And I went through the ebb and flow and they believed in me and they drafted me in the 4th round and we've had our ups and downs, but I'm loyal. But they haven't gotten me a running back. They haven't gotten me offensive line to protect me. They haven't got me a wide receiver. And they just didn't pick up my option. I've been loyal for 6 years. And they didn't do anything to help me excel and progress forward, but they're going to let me go. I've been loyal. And you can argue they've been loyal for 6 years, but did they help me succeed? Did they help me move forward? Mark Sanchez was a scapegoat of the Jets. They didn't give him enough to work with. Sam Darnold was a scapegoat of the Jets. They didn't give him enough to work with. Aaron Rodgers is allegedly upset right now because they're not giving him enough to work with.
Right. I read that.
So you talk about loyalty, but loyalty has layers. Because I could be loyal to them, and they could be loyal to me, keeping me on the team and not trading me and me staying there, and not holding out and whatnot. But are they being loyal to me? Are they being loyal to the plan? If they keep me and do right by me by not trading me or waiving me, but they're not getting me any weapons? So, loyalty has these different pieces. Right. And I think go ahead.
I'm sorry, I was going to cut you off. But if we are not, are we agreeing that loyalty is multi-layered within that world and not within the world, like within life? Is loyalty multi-layered in life as well, or we're just more speaking from the business, a contractual standpoint? Is it always multi-layered, or is it multi-layered in aspects of business? That's what I guess the question is.
So say that again.
So is it multi-layered in business?
Yeah.
Or is it multi-layered in life as well? because I feel like what we are discussing is that loyalty within the business world is so much multi-layered. But I feel like when it comes to loyalty within your life to a direct person, it isn't so much multi-layered.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
So I would say, and I get what you're saying. So in business, there's, do I have to be loyal if you're not producing? Do I have to be, loyal if I've been working with you for 4 years and we built a friendship, but my friend just started his own broadcast thing and I want to be on his show because I promised him I would be. So, yeah, I mean, business has so many different layers to loyalty, which I get and I understand. And, I mean, sometimes it doesn't make sense, but, you understand, and to the best of your ability. I think that loyalty for me, when it comes to business, it gets dicey. But let me go to the personal for a second. I don't think there's layers. Okay. Situational stuff. If somebody cheats on you, do you have to be loyal to them? And I don't mean loyal like cheat on them back. But if somebody cheats on you, do you have to be loyal? Do you have to stay? If somebody lies to you personally, this is all personal stuff. If somebody lies to you do you have to stay loyal? If somebody stabs you in the back, do you have to stay loyal? So I think, in professional and in personal, it's situational to the, Prince, if I'm loyal to you, but you do me dirty, do I have to continue to be loyal to you? Right? If you lie, cheat, and steal, do I have to continue to be loyal on my side? Now, and I think that's the thing, and vice versa. So I think in all walks of life, loyalty is connected to love, as we talked about. Loyalty is also connected to, at what point does loyalty, if loyalty is disrespected, what does loyalty have to do? Let me hit you with some knowledge on this. When I am loyal, I'm loyal. And my close people in my life know that they can't just have a bad day and I'm gone. Right? My loyalty to them is to work on things, right? They put time in, we put time in. We love each other, we care about each other. That time is valuable to me. It's worth something to me. So I'm going to work that out to the best of my ability, right? If I get married to somebody moving forward here, then, I'm very purposeful in that because I wasn't smart in that before. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know who I was marrying. I didn't really know the person. But I was loyal, Prince. I was loyal. And I was loyal to a point of pain. I was loyal to a point of just literally telling myself, like, I have to stay in this because I committed to it, but it's killing me. So I've seen different parts of loyalty. I've seen parts where where I just feel like it's not worth it for me to be anymore. And I've seen it with people, like, how many times am I going to try with this person to be loyal? I think that loyalty in and out of sports, in and out of like a marriage contract, a football contract, you and I trust each other that every other week we're going to show up for each other. That's loyalty. And there's love in that. There's brotherhood in that. There's a belief in that I can count on you and you can count on me, right? And we've been able to count on each other for a long time. You've always been there for me, and I believe that I've always been there for you. So that loyalty is built. So if there's a day where something happens and it looks like somebody went off the deep end or something like that, or why weren't they there, we talk about it and we work it out because there's loyalty that's built there. But if we continue to do each other dirty, then where does the loyalty last? Because now the loyalty is gone. Essentially, well, the trust is gone. And can you have loyalty without trust? And I don't think you can. So here's me hitting with some knowledge for professional and personal to bring it all back. Professionally, the people that I work with, that I trust, that I care about, they are loyal to me. During the pandemic, they were loyal to their employees to their families, and to me. So I would tell you professionally that it is multi-layered, and you say personally, is it multi-layered or not? I will tell you that the people that I work with in business, the people that I keep around in business, the people that I value in business are on the same place. They are in that place with me, with friends and my girlfriend and my parents. Everybody's on a different, everybody's a different layer. Obviously, my girlfriend's going to be my number, like that. The woman that's going to be my future wife, she's my number one. But what I'm saying to you is, I work with people who in business do not layer their loyalty. Dan, I'm going to be loyal to you if da-da-da-da-da. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, they trust me to do what I need to do, and you have to build that up. But I build friendships through business partnerships. Most of the people I work with care about me. I care about them. They consider me so much more than somebody that they work with. So I will tell you that I think that loyalty in business and in personal has to both fit. That the things I ask my friends, and it's going to be different. Your friends aren't paying you. Your business partners are paying you. Somebody's paying you to do a job. Your girlfriend isn't. There's all different things. There's different types of loyalty and relationships. But at the fiber of it all, what I'm getting at is I look for loyalty checkpoints. And if you don't meet them in business or personal, I don't care where you met me or how you're connected to me. I will not, I will sever those connections at times because your loyalty to me is imperative. And again, if there's a misunderstanding or a miscommunication, we work it out. But if someone is consistently disloyal, then that shows me that they don't love or value the relationship. And if they don't love and value the relationship, then that relationship does not exist on one side. And if it does not exist on one side in a two-way street, then I'm running head on into traffic, and I'm not going to do that.
Right. And I think that what I touched on that just a little bit earlier too, about loyalty having a different definition for everyone. And within yours, it's more based on, like you said, you have checkpoints that will basically allow yourself to know what and who is loyal to you, which I think is a really key thing for anybody to hear at all the listeners hearing. Like, you have to find out what your checkpoints are for what it means for someone to be loyal to you. So that's that right there is a gem for me, because that's where I'm at right now. My mother gave me a book called Boundaries. Certain things that you need to be able to have boundaries for, so you can know how to allow people to treat you and how you treat other people. And it's just the same thing with loyalty. You have to have checkpoints. You'll be able to understand how far this person is when it comes to like a loyalty, the loyalty meter, and then you'll be able to judge it based off the checkpoints you have for yourself. Does he meet these within a professional standpoint and even within the personal? So I think all in all, what we got to it is that loyalty, regardless of whether it is professional and personal, it has its own layers.
Yeah, it has layers.
It all has layers to it. And which, like I said, I agree to it. And I agree with all that. And it took me a while to even understand that. And I think what we're really trying to get at, too, when we're speaking from a professional level, is that if we sign a contract, we must be loyal to the words and to what we put into that contract, no matter how many years pass by. You know what I mean? Look, we said what we said, we did what we did. Now, if we're calling back to restructure the contract, that's a whole different deal. But one thing we're not going to do is just completely obliterate what we've talked about, what we've done, what we agreed upon. So, I'm right with you.
Yeah, because and that's the thing is, and there's different contracts and there's different loyalty in the sense of when I sign my marriage contract, right? You sign that into existence, right? You don't come back and restructure that.
Right.
You can't come back and change that. You can't go, you know what? I don't like the terms of the deal. You know what I mean? So
you got to stand on it.
Right.
Thick and thin. Death do us part.
Right. When things happen in your life and you're cheated on or you're abandoned or whatever, I mean, in a case of the other person's gone, then you look at that right? You look at what that means. But when I sign a contract, right, and when I sign contracts in business, they normally, right, you hand a contract to somebody and they sign it. On my contracts, they sign it and I sign next to them, which is me saying to them, you are tethering yourself to me. You're believing in me, you're trusting in me, you're making a commitment to me, and I am making the commitment back to you. So whenever somebody signs a contract with me, I sign it with them. I sign it next to them because they are my partner. And so that has always been a way for me to tell them, you're not in this alone. We are in this together. This is not you're an ATM and I'm just coming to pick up money. This is I care about you, I care about your family, and I want to see you succeed. And I would like to hope that you care about me and you care about my family. And you want to see me succeed. So again, when you sign and you agree, right? My family, me, what I'm building relies on that loyalty. If I'm a GM and I got a quarterback and he just signed a 4-year extension and he don't want to be here anymore, I don't care. I mean, I care, but understand what I'm saying is he signed that, right? He signed 4 years to me. And because he signed those 4 years to me, I didn't go get anybody in free agency. Because he signed those 4 years to me, I didn't draft anybody, right? Because I'm committed to him. I'm loyal to him.
Right.
So if he goes back on that to me and says, I don't want to be here, I'm not going to come to OTAs, I'm going to make your life a living hell. Well, you know what, brother? You signed the contract. You signed this deal. And yeah, there's crooked people out there, and yeah, there's people that are ridiculous. There are people that, if you put it all together, owe me, you, and everybody money. But the reality of it all to me is I am loyal to my word because it haunts me if I'm not. I am loyal to my contract. You have to do what you agree to. It is not a one-way street. And there are different layers to different things, and there are different angles.
Your contract is your word, your bond.
Right. It's your bond. Floyd Little, bless his heart in heaven, one of my close and dear friends that I love so very much and I will love forever, and I pray to God a very long time down the road from now I get to see him again in heaven. Floyd said, your word is the most valuable thing you own. If you don't have your word, then you're worthless. All right? That's your word. Your word on paper is a signature. Floyd's saying your word, what you utter. Prince, can you do every other week? Yes, Dan, I will. Okay, I trust you to be here. Okay, Dan, I trust you to have the spot open for me. And Prince, I trust you to be here to do the show. Our word, right? You put it on paper, that's even bigger than that. Floyd's saying your word is everything. And if you can't trust that, then put it on paper, then that's even more everything. Where are we in society today where your words, when you say I love you, when I tell my girlfriend I love you, that doesn't mean today. That doesn't mean yesterday. That means tomorrow too. That doesn't mean it's I love you as long as you make me sandwiches. I love you as long as you take me to the movies. No.
Right.
It's I love you. Right? When you say it, you mean it. When I call you my brother 3 years ago, Prince, did I change? So loyalty, they have to mean something. And when they don't mean anything, and the contract is there, and that doesn't mean anything, that speaks to the character of the individual. Because contracts exist to protect people. Because the old world of telling somebody something and actually doing it, it doesn't happen, right? The handshake deal. I'm going to show up here on Monday and I'm going to do the shingles on your house. At what point did we get in a world where when I said something, it wasn't good enough? When I signed it, it wasn't good enough. It's supposed to hold weight. And loyalty in sports is fleeting. And loyalty in life sometimes is fleeting.
Indeed.
But you have to look for the common threads. Okay? What is loyalty? Loyalty is love. Loyalty is showing up. Loyalty is your word means something. Your bond means. The people that are the most loyal to me in my life don't sign contracts. My mom, my dad, my closest friend, my best friends. You know, the people that I've met in this sports world that have been by my side and had my back through everything. You, Jerome, and on and on. Rob Drummond, Jay Bromley, so on and so forth. There are people that have always been there when I've called. Well, they've gotten back to me. You are not under a contract. My friends are not under a contract. My girlfriend is not under contract. My parents are not under contract. My dog is not under contract. My grandparents are never under contract. And those are the best relationships I have. So I guess what I'm saying in life is when I go to sign a contract on the dotted line, if my best contracts in life are invisible, then do me some justice and have some respect for me and yourself. That when you sign that contract, make it just as good or hold just as much weight as the invisible contracts that people honor every single day for me. Or else don't even bother talking to me.
Right. The unwritten contract. Yep, you're right.
That's life, bro.
That is life, man. That is life.
And that is what we talk about right here on Wake Up Call, where sports meets life inside of the Cafe Kubal studios. Check down every other Wednesday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Eastern time, so basically twice a month with DT, myself, Dan Tortora, and PTG, Syracuse Orange running back alum, Prince-Tyson Gulley. Prince, as always, thank you for your expertise in learning in life, your consistent growing, your positivity, and your loyalty to me. I appreciate it.
Appreciate you as well. I really do.
Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, bringing you Check Down every other Wednesday, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Eastern Time with the man, Syracuse Orange running back alum Prince-Tyson Gulley, and of course myself, Dan Tortora, co-hosting a segment for you about sports and life, where sports meets life, which has always been Wake Up Call since day zero. So we're going to take a step aside for a fast break. I appreciate you so very much. From inside of the Cafe Kubal studios, you are watching and listening to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. You're on Facebook.com/LiveNowDT, Facebook.com/WakeUpCallDT, YouTube.com/WakeUpCallDT, and on MixLR.com/WakeUpCallDT, as well as on WakeUpCallDT.com. We'll be back right after this fast break to speak with you about fantasy football quarterbacks of the AFC in a brand new video featuring Mr. Mike Sofka. Avicoli is on the corner of Route 57 and Wetzel Road in Liverpool, New York, is your home for our Liverpool Warriors exclusive monthly broadcast. Every single month, Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora goes on-site, on location to Avicoli's on the pizza side and does a live broadcast on-site, on location with Liverpool Warriors athletic programs. I feel very honored and privileged to have all of the teams we've had out and the coaches, and I look forward to only growing that in a beautiful place that's been serving our community for over 2 decades on the corner of Route 57 and Wetzel Road in Liverpool, New York. Avicoli's is there for you for catering, takeout, and delivery by calling 315-622-5100. That's 315-622-5100, or you can go online to myavicolis.com. That's myavicolis.com. And of course, they're open for lunch as well as dinner and drinks Tuesday through Sunday. Find your way over to Avicoli's. You can dine outside, inside on the pizza side, inside on the fine dining, or at the bar. So many awesome places. Basically 4 restaurants in one right there on the corner of Route 57 and Wetzel Road in Liverpool, New York. Canine Camp Dog Boarding and Canine Campground Dog Daycare are your homes in East Syracuse for your furry-loving friends. Whether it's short or long-term care, trust Canine Camp and Canine Campground with your little one or big one today. Taking your big old St. Bernards and your little Chihuahuas as well. Making sure that they can play together. They go through a process of making sure the temperaments are good so that your animals feel safe and sound at Canine Campground, as well as Canine Camp Dog Daycare. The daycare is there for you on 228 Old Bridge Street. The campground is there for you on 242 Johnson Street in East Syracuse. Find your way over there today and have some peace of mind when you have to drop your dog off, either for the day or for a few days. PB&J's Lunchbox, located on 663 Old Liverpool Road in Liverpool, New York, is minutes from Destiny USA, the Thruway, the Highway, as well as Onondaga Lake Parkway. They are there in their new location to provide a wonderful experience for you. You've known their food truck around Central and Upstate New York for years, and now you can know their brick-and-mortar location on 663 Old Liverpool Road in Liverpool, New York, with the award-winning grilled peanut butter and jelly that you can get with grape or strawberry jelly. Roasted pecans cut up is what really makes it what it is, and some of my favorites like the Philly cheesesteak, oh so good Philly cheesesteak inside of a pita. Nothing like it. PB&J's Lunchbox, there for you for lunch and dinner, and of course they are able to deliver to you as well through different things like DoorDash and whatnot, so they will come out to you and you can go out to them on 663 Old Liverpool Road in Liverpool, New York. Victory Sports Medicine and Orthopedics of Skinny Atlas, a place that I have trusted to help me and to bring me to a place where I could get back healthy, with my body. I want to thank them so much for everything that they have done for me and that they have done for countless people in our community. They have truly been something special to our community of Central and Upstate New York, and they go far above and beyond what you would expect a doctor's office to truly do. Victory Sports Medicine and Orthopedics listens to you, and they can hear you at your appointment by calling 315-685-7544. That's 315-685-7544, and they're located on 791 West Genesee Street in Skinny Atlas, New York. And you can stay tuned for On the Clock with Doc, our monthly broadcast segments featuring Victory Sports Medicine and Orthopedics main doctor, Dr. Mark Petropoli, as well as those patients that he has helped throughout the years. With that being said, we're so very thankful to introduce to you for the first time ever PB&J's Lunchbox and Victory Sports Medicine and Orthopedics, who have joined the family here in June of 2021. With that being stated, here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, for those of you watching this video, we're going to end this video and start a new one. So for those of you that are here with us on Facebook as well as on YouTube, we are going to end this video and start a new video. So stay with us right here on Facebook.com/WakeUpCallDT and on YouTube.com/WakeUpCallDT, because we will be back momentarily to bring more Wake Up Call to you inside of the Fantasy Football Power Hour right here.